Well, Timmy, we are here back at your family's house for Christmas night. Gee, Santa, I didn't want to come back. After the whole Grinch thing, I thought you needed a friend. I do, Timmy. I really do. But it is only right for you to come back to your parents' house and enjoy the holidays with family and friends.
Damn it, boy, where's my beer?
Shut up, Dad. Shut up, Dad. Santa took me to Compton. I'm part of a gang now. The Crips.
Oh, so you're a little thug now, huh?
That's right. Me and my homeboys will roll on you. We'll put in some work.
Where's your little homeboys right now?
Don't make me call them. Me and my clique stay tight, yo. Gee, Santa, do you really have to go? I have to, Timmy. Christmas is over, and it's time for Santa to go down and relax and be with Mrs. Claus for a while. Before you go, I have a magical story that I want to say. I rewrote The Night Before Christmas. Really, Timmy? Yeah. Throughout our adventures through this past month, I rewrote The Night Before Christmas tale because I thought it was bland and boring. Good job, Timmy. It's about time someone rewrote that really old Christmas tale. And it's completely wrong. I saw it another way. I was just trying to get into Hugh Hefner's house and look at all the bunnies. But someone wrote it instead that way. Don't know what Hef was thinking. Gee, Santa, I don't remember it ever being Hugh Hefner's house. Tell me about it. But let me hear your version of the story. Maybe your story will make me think differently on the night before Christmas. And as a special treat, I brought Steve and Nate from Everyday Gaming Society to join us for my special reading of my story. What's up, guys? It's me, Nate, from Everyday Gaming Society.
Yo, what's up? This is Steve.
Shut up, you guys. This ain't your podcast. I'm the star of the show.
Hey, who brought this kid in our podcast?
I did.
Well, why do you keep picking up children, Nate? I told you many of times. You got busted for this
British.
before.
I'm sorry he's not British for you, okay? Guys, I told you to stop being such douchebags. Now shut up and let me tell my story. Gee, Timmy, I didn't believe you were going to bring these two a-holes on the podcast. Or the story.
Who's this fat guy dressed up like old St. Nick?
Why does he look like my father?
You're right, Nate. He does look like a skinnier version of you. Like 300 pounds skinnier.
Shut up, Steve. I'm not that fat. That dope boy looks way huger than me. If you're looking in a funhouse mirror.
It's like the Stay Poof guy, but a lot more tan.
Guys, what the fuck? Why the hell are you arguing? Let me tell my story already.
Wow, there, boy. There was a lot of anger in that song. A lot of emotion. A lot of raw emotion.
It's Santa's elves. One night while Santa was sleeping, all the elves brought me into one of their singing choir groups. And I recorded it, and I thought it would work really good with the story. He keeps them as slaves. Timmy, I told you they're unpaid interns. They're not slaves. They're getting college credit for it. Whatever, Santa. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Timmy, they're unpaid interns. I don't want to hear another thing about it. You saw the applications themselves. They signed on the dotted line just like anyone else in a third world country would do. Now tell me your story that you wrote for the night before Christmas so I can go home for a long winter's nap. Okay, Santa. 'Twas the night before Christmas. And when all through the Mushroom Kingdom, not a creature was stirring, not even a claptrap.
Hello, future losers! Guys! I am a total tool.
Hey, I said no claptraps! Shut up, you asshole! You're ruining the story! Juliet's stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in the hopes that Vash the Stampede would be there.
Love and peace! Nate, is this guy from anime?
Well, he wears red and loves everyone, so why not?
Does he kill people?
Yeah, with his guns of justice.
Then how is this anywhere between the night before Christmas? And same with you, Timmy. How the hell does this go into the night before Christmas? This is not the night before Christmas.
Don't give Timmy shit. I gave him some creative suggestions. Yeah, he helped me a lot.
His mom still should have swallowed him.
Shut up, you drunk! Timmy, I've noticed a lot that your dad's really, really drunk all the time. I think you should go get him some help. I already tried that. I gave him an AA card, and it still didn't work. Guys, let's get back to the story. You guys are ruining everything.
Timmy, where were you at?
The EGS Productions fans were snug in their beds with visions of naked Cortana dancing in their heads.
Nate, I know you gave Timmy that line.
No, I didn't.
I don't blame little Timmy, though, or you, because, she's got some double D knockers this time around in Halo 4. It's not like that Halo 1 CE A cup.
Gee, Steve, you're a perv. And Big Mama in her kerchief, and I in my Star Wars pajamas, has just settled down for a long winter stasis chamber nap. When out in the Mushroom Kingdom, there arose such a clatter that sounded like Mario finishing another level. That bastard's 3 a.m. He's high in mushrooms again. I sprang like a gex from the bed to see what was the matter.
Let's get it on!
Away to the window I flew like the... Tore open the shutters like a...
Fatality!
And threw up the sash. The moon on Ivy Valentine's breast of a new fallen snow.
I'll play with you for a little while.
Gave lust to the midday objects below. When what to my motion tracker should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny ponies. With a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in that moment it must be St. Oak. Moment of rapid, then a flock of Pidgeotos. His coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Rainbow Dash, now Twilight Sparkle, now Applejack and Pinkie Pie. On Fluttershy, on Rarity, on Princesses Celestia and Luna. To the top of the mushrooms, to the top of the castle. Now prance away all, as dry leaves that before the flying bison appa fly. When they met with Fire Nation troops, they mount to the sky. So up to the Mushroom Palace the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of PlayStations and Xboxes, even Wii U's, as well as St. Oak too. And then, in a twinkling I heard on the roof, prancing and pawing of each little hoof.
Alright, hold on there, Timmy. Do you really expect me to believe that Pokemon, My Little Pony, and the dude from Mortal Kombat yelling fatality is all in the same little Knight's Tale for the night before Christmas?
Where's your imagination, Steve? You guys have an imagination thinking that you guys are actually going to get rich one day, doing podcasting and EGS Productions. You must have some sort of imagination.
Well, I got an imagination, but apparently I'm not on the right drug set that you're on, that what Santa has been giving you, him and his little slave workers of the elves. What's up with that, Santa?
Hey, they are unpaid interns. They signed the dotted line. Stop bringing up salt and wounds. Gee, Steve, leave Santa alone. God. And Timmy's awesome. He's doing a great job. Why do you have to berate him on everything? Why does everything have to fit in your perfect little box?
Because you had to bring a small child on the podcast. I've never done that before.
This ain't a podcast. This is Timmy's story. He invited us.
That is right. All right, let's get back to the story real quick.
As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Oak came with a bound. He was dressed in business casual from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot, except for his lab coat, which is pale as a ginger skin, a bundle of Pokeballs filled with toys flung on his back, and he looked like a professor just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples so merry. His cheeks were like roses, and his nose like a cherry. He looked like a Moe Lolicon character, all fan service ready. His droll little mouth was drawn up in a line, and his fake store-bought beard of his chin was as white as snow. The stump of his pipe held tight in his teeth, and the smoke encircled his head like a showboating Gandalf, blowing smoke rings like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly pudding. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old saying.
It's over 9,000!
I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a exorcist twist of his head.
The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
Yeah, Timmy, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, Timmy, I think you need help. What? That's what happens when you have a drunk for a father, an abused mother. You get stuck alone in front of the TV a lot, and I've seen a lot of fucked up shit. Soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings with Pokeballs filled with toys, and turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside his lolicon nose, and giving a nod to the chimney he arose. He sprang to his sleigh, to the ponies he gave a whistle, and away he flew like the bronies gave chase. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, Merry Christmas to all, and to all good night. Don't forget to spay and neuter your Pokemon. Over-Pokemon populace is rampant in this part of the Mushroom Kingdom. Look at all the fracking Goombas. And inbreeding is terrible. Have you seen Bowser lately? Pokemon are not supposed to inbreed. I would have continued listening to St. Oak's raving, but just then Mario cleared another level as the celebratory fireworks started to fly into the path of the ponies. And as they swerved to evade them, St. Oak fell out of his tiny sleigh and disappeared into the Mushroom Kingdom. To be continued.
That oddly sounds like Nate.
So? I invited him to be Santa Claus because he looks so fat and jolly. That doesn't sound right to me. Why didn't you ask me? Because this was supposed to be my Christmas gift to you, Santa. Well, oddly enough, Timmy, this was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen or heard in my life.
And what's with all those really horrible sound bites?
I thought they'd sound good.
It sounds like they got them off of a YouTube channel of some kind.
Copyright laws will not look kindly upon you, my friend. Shut up, Santa. Where's your Christmas spirit? Even jackasses have to relent once in a while.
Well, Timmy, I will have to say, very good job.
You're just saying that to make me feel better. I know you hate it. Yeah, Steve, stop giving the kid props. It was garbage. Whoever wrote this sucks. Shut up, fat boy. Hey, do not talk to him that way. Fat people have feelings, too. And despite what all the skinny prickin' assholes think in the world, fat people have feelings. Well, all jokes aside, Timmy, it was fun. I loved your version of The Night Before Christmas. It's a lot more interesting than I remember being bored listening to my father
over and over again.
Yeah. It was actually a lot cooler. I liked it.
So,
yes.
On behalf of everybody at Everyday Gaming Society, myself, Steve, my co-partner, Nate, special guest, Timmy's dad, the asshole, Timmy himself, the star of the...
I'm the star.
the show, and then, of course, jolly old St. Nick.
Why, thank you, Stephen. This year you're getting a lump of coal in your ass.
We won't go there. Let's try to keep it somewhat kid-rated. But seriously, guys, thank you for listening for all the great years. You guys have a Merry Christmas. And hopefully you guys have power wherever you are at, unlike us right now.
Nope, no power. Fuck you, DTE.
All right,
guys. That's not fair. Those guys probably don't have power either. Bullshit! They probably all have power. They said, fuck you, you get to suffer on Christmas. My one day off, and I have to fucking suffer without power.
All right, guys. Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to everybody soon.
See you guys. What's up, you guys? It's me, Nate, from Everyday Gaming Society.
And Steve. Everybody, hello, and welcome to another week of us doing this on the road, it seems like. Last week we didn't have it on the road, but this week we're
you,
not
consumers energy.
so lucky. Yeah, DTE can suck a big fat I can't even talk right now. I'm so
you can't
tired.
even tell what your penis is anymore, can you?
They suck a big fat fart out of my ass. That's what I was trying to say, but it took me a while. So it is officially 7:30 in the morning. This is probably the latest we've ever done a podcast.
Christmas Eve.
Yes, on Christmas Eve. So all you bastards out
Powerless,
there say that
internetless.
you're having a rough life.
Cut off from society.
I can't play my games and upload videos, and they can't watch porn. This is like doomsday in our book.
That's horrible.
We just need Arnold Schwarzenegger to sacrifice himself to stop making bad movies and to live on for humanity.
I swear to God, if our internet, our TV, not TV, but internet, or power doesn't get turned back on at least, or power at least.
Blood will be shed among the strings of Lapeer.
At least Christmas Day, for God's sakes. Give us a goddamn Christmas miracle.
You know as well as I do that, that shit only happens in movies because they're not going to be going through and working on Christmas Eve or even Christmas Day, for that matter.
I don't know. I just find it complete and utter horseshit, to be honest. We pay billions and billions of dollars, and the funny thing is, you couldn't go a mile without seeing a fleet of DTE Consumer Energy's trucks flying past you.
Right, yeah.
Like 2 days prior. But the day after and the day of that power went out, you didn't see a single goddamn truck.
I think what they do is they just pay those drivers to just drive around the trucks. That's all they do.
I just find it a complete utter joke, to be honest. It's what is the point of having all these technicians and all these truck drivers if they don't know what the fuck they're doing or can get it fixed in a timely manner?
Making good money, too. They make really decent money.
We've been going on the last
4 days? No, 3 days. It went out the night of the 21st.
Which was Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah, it went out Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Now today is Tuesday.
Yeah, well,
Day
officially,
4.
if you count today, yes.
So we're 4 days without power.
And they said the earliest it might even close to being on is the 26th. But you checked online, and there was no such thing as an update.
Nope. So we're fucked. No power for Christmas.
No,
Just when I thought,
power for Christmas.
Just when I thought Christmas couldn't be any shittier, it just got shittier.
Yeah, most definitely. I can't even go to the fucking gym and take a shower because the gym has no power.
Yeah, like 90% of Lapeer doesn't have power.
I took a quick video. It only lasted 9 seconds because my storage was so full on my phone. It looked like an episode from The Walking Dead, like fucking the Armageddon has struck because the only thing that lit up was fucking McDonald's. Everything else was dark.
They've got their own generators.
No, yeah, right. There was no traffic lights. There was no side street lights.
Will always run.
There was nothing, and it was so sad and depressing. Looked like this is like the 1930s, but now the Great Depression.
90% of Lapeer's out of power. Emily City's completely out of power.
Davison has very few lights going on right now.
Davison is hit and miss, so is Almont.
Even right now, when we're in Flint, there was a few traffic lights that weren't even working.
Yeah, no, I was driving to work yesterday, and I was taking 475, and like 1 mile stretch of road, the interstate lights were on. The next mile and a half, like no lights whatsoever. And then another stretch of lights on. It's like intermittent.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy how this is going to go, and I'm only curious to see how long it's going to take some of the people to get power, like us, who are kind of out in the boondocks and whatnot, where we don't live right next to a huge plant or right next to town or in town.
No, we live out in the boonies, so it's like the one thing that I gotta say is like the worst is I'm sick of couch jockeying. To be honest, like I've been staying at friends' houses, like begging to use their shower, their internet. So I can suckle on their sweet, delicious, electrified teat. You know what I mean? Especially internet. It's like, I don't know. It's just, it shows you what your true colors are. It's like, fuck it, I can rough it. It's like, I find myself, it's like, I have to have a shower and I have to have internet.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? It's like, if the world ended, or like we're in apocalypse mode where the internet didn't exist anymore.
I'm just gonna jump off a cliff, save myself the horrible just anger they'll have to go through without anything.
Just like the lemmings. Let's just jump off the closest cliff we could find.
How depressing, right? I mean, if the world's already ending, what else do you have to do besides survive and kill each other?
To be honest, I'd like to think that humanity has come a little farther than reverting back to like Homo sapien type deal.
It's going to be what's happening in these videos, these movies, to where there's going to be cannibalism going on, and there's going to be those families and those cults out there that are going to take over towns and subdivisions and cities just to have it as their own.
I like to think that life would continue on as it is.
Oh, I'm sure it would.
I mean, like...
We find another way for, source for fuel, or another way to...
let's say all microchips in the world fried. Like, nothing electronic would work. Like, we could do steam power.
Yeah, just restart the Revolutionary War.
Or you mean the Industrial Revolution?
No, I would tell like the whole war itself. I know that guns of firepower and everything like that would work, but a lot of the electronics and everything will be done to where we wouldn't have a way of communicating with each other.
Telegraph machine.
I say, unless we have a bunch of cups and strings that we're going to string across.
Telegraph machine.
There's got to be some emergency setup or some emergency backup to where, if that were to happen, there'll be ways of getting around that.
Carrier pigeon.
Yeah, carrier pigeon. Squirrels.
Yeah, pet train squirrels.
The thing that I would not feel bad for is, okay, so let's say our internet tomorrow gets wiped out on Christmas Day. I would not feel that bad because I know that there's some other asshole out there like me who doesn't have much besides working a couple jobs to go to the internet, and he can't go to the internet. So I'm not the only person that's suffering. Right now, we're the only ones that's suffering. Of course, not in Lapeer or Emily City or Davison or even Flint where we've been traveling to, but just random people. There's other people out there without power, but some asshole in Florida right now is uploading videos of him jerking his cat off on YouTube, and we're stuck not having internet.
Jerking his cat off on YouTube. That sounds really, really bad.
I seen some person take a poop in a bucket before on YouTube. So you know what? They were playing a game of Uno over Xbox as well.
Hey, it's original content. It's making money. Fueling that corporate conglomerate monster known as Google AdWords.
Oh, shit. It's original content. I would never think in a million
Watching
years.
It's flagged for copyright infringement.
Yeah, because the label on the bucket was showing.
Yeah. It's a Home Depot Homer bucket. He's pooping in Homer's bucket.
Oh, that would be just way too funny if that was an actual lawsuit.
I wouldn't be surprised if that wouldn't happen, dude.
Oh, I'm sure it does happen. It happens all the time because I'm sure there's thousands upon hundreds of thousands of videos that get uploaded on a hourly, daily, weekly basis that we never see that are just gold because of these so-called third parties and whatnot matching copyrights. Well, it is what it is.
My
but
stomach hurts, honestly.
Along with lawsuit, oh yeah, we had a lot of pizza. I had a lot of pizza. I had like a pizza and a half by myself.
I didn't. I had one piece.
There were some more out there.
I don't know. My stomach just hurts. Like, I don't know if it's because
we've been up, sleeping, talking in different voices.
It's a mixture of no sleep, sleeping on other people's couches, and like not being in my own home, and driving everywhere. It's like now it seems like my one day off, because I work
Christmas.
7 days a week, is
Yep.
Christmas. I won't even be able to be home.
I wouldn't say really enjoy it at that point because you got to drive places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's all I wanted was to have good food and relax all day and watch, like, because the one thing I do on Christmas, it's always been my thing, is to watch the original Star Wars trilogy, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi on Christmas. And just relax and enjoy the day. But it's looking like I'm not even going to be able to do that.
Right. You guys have a generator and everything like that set up at your place?
Nope. All we have is a fireplace.
That's it?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So it's old school roughing in our house.
I'll say my
Basically, everyone sleeps in the main room next to the fireplace. Yeah, I'll just sleep in the basement because I don't give a shit. I like the cold. The only thing that sucks
I like
is
being
that,
cut off from civilization.
The only thing that sucks, though, is that I don't have my fan because I love sleeping with my fan and it helps me sleep.
You mean my fan that you stole from me and never gave it back since Comic-Con?
Which fan?
That black fan, the
Oh,
small
it's
one.
still in the backseat of my car. I've got like a fucking industrial strength fucking whirlwind machine in my bedroom.
Fucking turbine jet engines.
I actually enjoy it.
Just
The louder,
kicking
the
up.
better.
I don't.
Gas powered.
You're one of those people when we're sleeping in hotel rooms or just you're crashing my place, whatnot. You have to have a background noise to put you to sleep, and I'm starting to get the same way because I listen to podcasts, I listen to videos, and fall asleep watching Hulu or Netflix. So I'm starting to get the same way to where there's not something playing. I'm just like, what the fuck? I cannot sleep right now.
It's a mixture of white noise, but the thing is, I like the drone of the fan. It's that certain kind of sound and kind of like the movement of air that helps me sleep. But fucking Christ, you turn off my fan, it gets unplugged, or the power goes out, I'm awake like that, and I'm like, what the fuck?
You're like Peter Griffin on Family Guy. Who touched the thermostat?
Hey, Peter, my thing went off.
In the room.
Yeah, it's just my dumb kid.
Well, hey, I should say thank you for sitting down, everybody out there in the internet world, and listening to our 15-minute ramble and Nate's wonderful nice tale of the night before Christmas.
That's right, I worked really hard on that.
He did work very hard. And
Or should I say Timmy worked really hard on that?
Nate and I and Santa and Timmy's asshole father put in countless of hours getting sound bites and editing and cutting and just not cutting like at the wrist, but we wanted to.
Timmy's dad got depressed.
God, there were so many great outtakes and things that we just had to cut out because we were just getting slap happy to where we're like, we need to focus, we need to get back, where we're at. We cannot drift off anymore with Timmy with a machine gun and just any more of these crazy sound bites that we were thinking about doing, but like, yeah, we probably should not.
Murder of one's parents on Christmas doesn't sound like a very happy ending.
No, it's not a happy ending, no matter how you slice it out there. But yeah, hopefully you guys are having a great Christmas. This will be released. We're gonna have the Christmas Carol that is released today officially, Christmas Eve, and then we're gonna have the Christmas special tagged in with the podcast on Christmas Day. So it's like we're giving everybody a piece of Christmas presents. Although we haven't had a Christmas present but to shower in 3-4 fucking days. But while we're talking about lawsuits and all that kind of fun stuff, let's go ahead and jump right into the podcast for video games. A lawsuit has now been filed against EA Games over a buggy Battlefield 4. And this is a couple of complaints and everything that has been going on in the gaming world, and a lot of these big partners that need this game and trying to help this game grow with popularity with videos and whatnot, they're now suing because of it.
Are you surprised? I mean, it's like, it was the same thing with Battlefield 3. They had problems with that as well in the beginning, with really, really bad resolution and people getting stuck with glitches.
It's nice to see that they're actually suing after the game has come out. I know this was a huge hoax and a lot of people never went through and did this, but they wanted to sue Bungie when I remember the Halo Reach servers were finally released for the beta testing, and it was shut down for the first 2 or 3 days because there's so many people on there at the same fucking time. People want to just sue Bungie over that. I mean, that's the whole point of a beta, but hey, you know what? It is what it is.
Hi-Res Studios pokes fun at YouTube copyright debacle. Smite developers Hi-Res Studios have launched a new commercial series called Minion. Has spawned about a new intern at the company. On Terry's first day, something terrible happens, and all of Smite videos on YouTube become unavailable due to copyright infringement.
Wow, sounds like real life almost.
Yes. The first episode also digs at Riot Games' League of Legends contract with players that previously prohibited them from streaming competing titles that since have been revised from feedback to contracted streamers and esports competitors. So, I don't know. It sounds pretty interesting, and
it
it's a cool
sounds
little
like
spoof.
It's already in reality.
It is.
A lot of the great YouTube channels and people out there that never made a big because of these so-called match third-party copyright bullshit that happens. But
Well, to be honest, like there is no real what do you call it? Monitoring.
Oh yeah,
Monitoring.
Wow, we are so tired. We can't.
Monitoring. Moderating. I can't even fucking talk. So anyway, there's no monitoring on YouTube, to be honest, for copyright and stuff like that. They basically go off of people that go on and click report video and flag as copyright. As soon as they get like maybe 20 of those, they instantly shut down your Google AdWare or flag your video and remove it from YouTube. They don't, like, it's all computerized. There's no human aspect to it at all. I don't know. That's my ranting and raving, bah humbug and all that bullshit.
Talk about ranting, raving, bah humbugging, and really whoring themselves out. This is not with YouTube. This is with the people at Assassin's Creed. So it is rumored, that's right, rumored, in quotations, that 2 Assassin's Creed titles will be released in the year 2014.
Jesus, they're milking that fucking teat for all it's worth.
They sure are. They hit it pretty big with the third one. They relived it with Black Flag and, of course, all the DLC. And 2 in 1 year, though? I thought they were doing the sense of they did 3, they did 4, and now they're going to be doing 5 in 1 year after another.
No, I hate to say this bad about Halo, the Halo franchise, and it's just they're trying to find a way to milk the franchise for all it's worth because they know that they don't have really anything major to contribute. I mean, like, the only reason why Halo got kind of a breath of fresh air is because a new studio took it over. But
yeah. Well, just like how it's going to be happening now, though. They already released Spartan Assault that I believe came out today or yesterday.
It came out a day early, which was yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
So Spartan Assault is available on Xbox Live for the new Xbox One.
So it's funny that you brought that up about whoring out the franchise. People think that ODST was a whore out, which really it was not because it was within studios.
If anything was the whore out, it was the Halo Wars.
Yeah,
that Microsoft went without Bungie's permission and made.
In Assemble Studios, they're gone. They're down. Their servers are done. Although I do like the game, Halo Wars. Didn't care for the campaign too much. It was not there like it was ODST, like how some people will go through and say nay on it, but still a decent game. You can pick it up for $10 or $15 with all the DLC, and you can get pretty much damn near every achievement besides the online ones because there's no more online matchmaking thanks to Assemble Studios and shutting out their fucking servers.
So, Steam sale, 5-day sale, hack/shoot, and survive. Steam Holiday Sale trucks on into day 5. These deals will be available all the way through Christmas at midnight. So, here's what's available for the next 2 days. Amnesia, a machine shop for pigs, is $9.99 instead of $19.99. Arma 3 is $35.99, which regular is $5.99. So Borderlands 2 is GOTY, $14.99. Regular price is $59.99. Castle Crashers is going to be $3.74. Regular is $14.99. Contagion is $3.74. Regular is $14.99. Rios is $2.49. Regular is $9.99. Shadowrun Returns is $8.99 from its regular price, $19.99. Splinter Cell Blacklist is $29.99. Regular is $59.99.
Damn, still.
And Trine 2 Complete Story is $1.99 versus $19.99. Don't forget to vote in community sales. Check back every 8 hours for new sale and new community vote.
Excellent. So it's nice that the community gets to be involved and go and vote for what game that they want to be dropped with a lower price.
Basically.
It's interesting that the
Arma
company
Arma 3, for everyone's information, is also popularly known as the mod for DayZ.
Right. Some DLC that's going to be coming out. We have the Marvel Lego superhero game that is on all the platforms, and I even believe on PC.
So how's that coming along, Steve? Because I know you got it, and you refuse to let me borrow it.
Oh, it's coming along great. Yeah.
How much fun. How many videos have you got done for Steve?
13?
13?
Yeah.
Liar.
No, I got them on my computer right now.
Liar.
Not even kidding you. So the Asgard DLC, Finest to Come, is now available for you guys. And also more DLC news. Dead Rising 3 DLC has been delayed. I do not have an official date, or I don't have a reason why, but yes, it is delayed. It was supposed to be out in the upcoming weeks. It will not be out for probably another month or two.
So all of you PlayStation fans out there, Sonic and Friends Speed onto the Vita free with PlayStation Plus. So if you have a PlayStation Plus membership and you also own a PS Vita, you can get Sonic and Friends Speed.
Sonic and Friends Speed.
That's right, they're all doing blow and shit like that.
Say, where did they get these drugs at again?
They're called rings in their world. So basically, yeah, Sega's blue blur spin dashes onto the PS Vita.
That is pretty good news, and also good news for you guys.
It's called Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed.
Also, it's not Sonic Speed.
No, I made that up.
I guess it'd be kind of
in my sleep-deprived fun way.
Yeah, Ace would be kind of a bad title for a new game release. But PlayStation 4 is now back in stock at Amazon.com for all you Sony PlayStation fans. And still the Xbox One is still available on Amazon for all you Microsoft fans.
So Rhode Island governor calls 38 Studios Copernicus MMO a lot of junk. He basically said in a interview that what he thought about the studio, and he says that the new project at Copernicus that they are doing is a piece of shit, and a bunch of other things as well. Chaffley recently made an appearance at a local public affairs television show and has some choice words to say about 38 and its founder, former MLB player Kurt Schilling. Cafferty called its project Copernicus MMO, which is developed when the studio went bankrupt, a lot of junk, and called the decision for the state to invest in the developer insane and historically bad. Remember this article we brought up, about a year ago? Remember the developer company that went bankrupt, couldn't pay its income taxes, and wrote a phony check?
Uh-huh.
And then because the 38 Studios had so many jobs of local people working there in this small town, the government, or Rhode Island, the state itself, paid their income tax and invested into the company, expecting return on their investment.
And look what happened.
And basically, according to the new governor, Lincoln Chafferty, he basically said it's a pile of shit.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't this the same governor who has the buyback program, or started the buyback program to buy back all these games that these kids buy because they're so-called too violent and not educational? Or was it...
I think that was a different state.
Okay.
This one is a new one. I don't think he was the same governor that was involved in the decision back in, I want to say, early 2013 or late 2012 to invest in the company due to the fact that 38 Studios had a lot of jobs with local people that they were loyal people, and they didn't want a bunch of layoffs. But in the same hand, there was layoffs after the company went bankrupt after they wrote a phony check to pay their income tax. So who knows? Maybe it's the end of 38 Studios for real this time. PopCap Games helps out with a marriage proposal using Peggle. Peggle fan Rob wanted to propose to his fiancée, and Peggle fan Shireen, sorry to ruin the ending, and he enlisted PopCap Games to help. In the video below, you'll see that in the video below, in the article that is done by Game Informer, you'll see that PopCap helped trick Shireen to visit their offices to play some Peggle 2, which was not even out yet at the time. She thought she was coming by to do some early pre-release testing on Peggle 2, and when she made it there, at the end of the level, she was greeted by a special question that I assume is not the final version of the game. You check out the video below and see what you think yourself. So
cool. So it's probably like, will you marry me, Shireen, at the end of the game?
It's kind of cool they do that way, but to be honest, Do you really think they'd actually go out of their way and do that just out of the kindness of their hearts?
Yeah,
Or
just
the
to
guy had
a-
to grease some palms.
Yeah, a random person. I think he has some greasy palms, and judging him, it looks like he's a tech himself. So maybe he's in the industry, or he knew some people, and
Yeah.
that's how it happened. It'll be like us opening up our wallet to be like, "Hey, you homeless dude, you say it's your birthday and you're homeless, so here, take my money, take my credit card, take
Here's
my ID."
$5. Don't spend it on booze.
I don't know. It seems like, it was set up and to where, maybe he did or did not have a lot of money. Either which way, she said yes, and that is a good thing. I think it'll be very heartbroken to go through and do all this stuff, pull all these strings, and have her just say no. Or what kind of a fucking game is this? This game sucks.
What the fuck is Peggle?
It's the same company that had Bejeweled Blitz, right?
I think so.
Yeah, but I know I've heard of the game before, or the company before, PopCap.
So, report, PS3 and PS4 Battlefield upgrades, users out in China, rising pre-order bonus. So basically they've already started pre-orders for games in China.
Oh,
which we
gotcha.
we covered in the last week's podcast that
right.
the 13-year ban on consoles had finally been lifted in China.
Damn.
And now
Think how much more
Xbox
money.
and PlayStation, and yes, the Wii U is now available to be picked up in China.
Just think how much more money. That is freaking awesome.
That's how many people live in China?
Billion?
3 billion?
3 billion, I think.
Yeah, 3 billion people, or it wasn't it 10 billion?
No, I'm thinking it's 3 billion. So let's go and think this: 3 billion people, and let's say
1 billion of them are gamers.
A third of them is gamers, and probably more than that, realistically. But so a game that's been out for a while, Halo 4, or an all Call of Duty game, or anything like that, to where they still have pre-orders.
They're going to catch up, man. They're going to play
Shit,
all of
yeah.
the fucking games.
You think?
That's just like a new revenue stream. People are going to buy every console that they've missed out on in the past 13 years.
You would think that someone who can, speak Chinese will go over there and will start doing achievement videos for, that specific language.
We got to get Leo to start speaking Mandarin.
Yeah, right?
Ohio, come on.
So if there's anybody out there who speaks fluent Chinese, please write us, egsproductions@hotmail.com. And
We would like you to start doing our Youku channel videos
That's right.
for China's video game company.
I think that'd be great. That's actually a really smart idea.
We'll be big in China.
Maybe we should capitalize
We'll
on
suck in America, but we will be gods in China.
it. Apparently we're, I don't want to say gods, but we're well known in the UK, so maybe we should start up a different country. Apparently they love us so much in Germany, they just ban our videos left and right.
And they're all Lego videos, too, which is odd. They have something against the Lego people.
I still don't know how that works out, but it's still funny to think back on old memories like that.
New Dungeons & Dragons rule sets are planning to come out in summer of 2014 for all you tabletop gamers out there. Wizards of the Coast have announced that the new rule set for Dungeons & Dragons is complete, and the news has come after 2 years of open play testing and including more than 175,000 participants. Wizards of the Coast will be rolling out the new edition during the summer of 2014. D&D has had a long intertwined history with video game world, and a new set of pen and paper rules would be very well needed and updated experiences in the world. So, new rules after, God, when was D&D invented? Late 70s?
I wouldn't even know that answer. It was before my time.
Megan
before
and
our
Ryan,
time.
Megan and Ryan would know right off the bat.
We wouldn't get a history on tabletop game from them, or Matt from Floato Games, but it is really interesting that they're changing the rules now. Is it something that
they're just
is
refreshing the rules? You know what I mean? It will give, I don't know, like certain things that probably like
are outdated?
they're outdated, or
That was mentioned back in the 70s, or what was big
that'll
in the
save
70s.
bloodshed on epic scale. Like things that would end a D&D like a quest like to a halt because some person would remove his troll after a binding spell, or it's like bullshit. I was over here and I rolled a 3.
That is, that's funny how you have that lingo.
Fuck you, Dave.
And know that lingo.
If you guys have anything to watch Zero Charisma is an indie film. And
I've heard of that
funny
line.
as
So
shit.
is that what it's from? Zero Charisma?
Like, no, just what I just said wasn't from Zero Charisma, but the thing is, like, the movie itself is just funny as shit. The whole entire premise, and it's about a guy that just like he has never grown up. He's like in his late to mid 30s, and all he does is Dungeons and Dragons every single day.
That man is my hero.
And he has a bunch of buddies that come over, and one guy ends up showing up, like because they lost one of their D&D players because his wife is saying that he's going to leave him. So he stops
Throw
playing
away
D&D.
all your
And he's
belongings.
like,
That is
Scott,
funny.
you can't leave. Your wife's a bitch. He's like,
Get a divorce.
and it goes like, I love my wife. I love having sex with my wife. I am leaving. Here's my game character. He hands him his spiral notebooks and shit. He's like, I quit. And he's like, you're a bitch. So he's trying to like open casting for D&D, and this guy who's like a hipster shows up. Like he's like a real life embodiment of a hipster.
Okay.
If there ever was one. The guy that does nothing but play D&D is like the dungeon master, and basically his friends start to like the new guy over him,
Over the head honcho.
and then he starts getting super fucking jealous, and then like one party he just shows up uninvited and gets completely hammered even though he never drinks ever, and he starts beating the shit out of the other guy, and it's just so embarrassing, dude. It's the funniest, worst, the saddest, depressing movie ever. It's like it has a lot of cool D&D top lingo.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But one thing that was funny is that they're having a Q&A with a famous Dungeons and Dragons game creator, and he starts questioning this and that and the other thing, and the guy that wrote it's like, you guys need to have a real life. You know what I mean? It's like, don't take D&D so fucking seriously. It's a game. And
it's more than a game.
yeah, he goes like, it's more than a goddamn game. He flips out
It's
on
my
him.
life.
And then the shop that they're holding it in, like, it's like, fuck you, Jerry. And, like, the guy that owns the place is like, whatever, Scott. At least I didn't get fired for jerking off to anime porn in the back while the register got robbed.
That is so typical
So
for a
it's-
gamer to be
it's-
working a shit job.
It's a great movie for anyone that's big into tabletop gaming, especially D&D. I highly recommend it. I don't understand why we just jumped into movies from like a game announcement. But
Right. Well, I mean, that was pretty big that D&D is changing the rules after 40 plus years from what it sounds like, or what it could be, if not longer or shorter. Just all of a sudden up and up, just to see what it is. But yeah, lingo, that's what we're talking about. You know, how we can name off, or you can name off some D&D stuff, and we can both name off some World of Warcraft stuff. But, you know, it just, I don't want to call us fanboys or anything, because we were wrongfully accused of us being fanboys in our last couple of podcasts.
It's like I used to collect the Star Wars tabletop game, the collecting trading cards, and like I used to do all that. And I used to play D&D back in the day when I was like, God, 9 to 13, 14 years old. I used to go to lock-ins like all night long and play D&D. It was actually a church person that we went to church with. His kids were into it, and I used to hang out with, I believe his name was Dustin. Okay. And we used to hang out, and he'd take me to these cool lock-ins, and I actually went to Motor City Comic Con for the first time and met Kenny Baker for the first time, and I got immersed in the world of comic books from there. But anyway, Blizzard pushes back Hearthstone open beta. Hearthstone is currently closed in beta, while Blizzard originally opened it up for this month and announced a delay. Blizzard's announced that at BlizzCon conference that the game would enter an open beta in December, but recently posted on the Hearthstone website that despite being very close to beta readiness, it will not be available until the end of 2013.
What a bummer.
There is good news, however. Blizzard is opening the door to allow more players into the closed beta. Everyone who has opened or opted into the beta before December 16th would have received an email invite. You can find out more about how to take part in Blizzard's online gaming thing on its website, Hearthstone Heroes of Witchcraft.
Nice, okay.
So if you guys want to be part of that beta, go ahead and go to the website and figure out how way you can do it.
It's a bummer. It's nice that you're going to be involved no matter what or when it comes out. And it reminded me of the Elder Scrolls Online, how they now have their beta and everything that's out currently. It's out currently just for the PC. And I got a code for the PC when I was told that it was out for the Mac. Long story short, they finally got a hold of me. I believe it was on the 18th or 19th. Before the weekend, and they said, sorry for the inconvenience. We're supposed to send a Mac code, but it's not available out for the Mac right now. But here's a PC code anyway, and congratulations on being chosen and all this kind of hunky-dory bullshit. Did have a chance to play it on another PC, someone else's, not my own, because mine is fried 6 sheets to the wind right now. It was a lot of fun. I'm really anxious to see what the final product is going to be. The server seemed to test it out well, though. Really no major issues, just your standard beta. That's all it was, just your standard beta. All right, let's get done with video games, and let's go into tech news. What we have in tech news, geek news, and all that fun other bullshit is going to be the Steam Machine. If you guys have heard about it or done a little bit of research, you can sure tell that it's going to be a really hefty price tag once this baby comes out. That price tag, I am not sure because they have not released a price point with all the research that they're doing. But the most expensive part of this piece is called a Zodiac GeForce GTX 780 3G video card. It is priced at over $500. And of course, it has plenty of other components and plenty of other fancy, fancy things that are going to be inside this little box. And right now, they're going to comment that it is taking over $1,300 to make this. So what it's going to be in the time to come, probably, my guess is around $3,000 to $5,000, depending on what kind of stuff you have in it, all that kind of, wonderful bullshit, because I'm sure you're going to have to go through a process like getting this, and hopefully it'll be like an Apple product where you can customize it from the factory before it goes and gets shipped. But that's just my rumor that I'm apparently going to start, because it's going to spread like wildfire once it gets to the internet.
You wish.
Yeah, right. So the next biggest thing on my docket for tech news is the new Mac Pro is already out as of December 18th. And the regular base model is going to run $3,000. A few things: 3.7 quad core Intel Xeon E5 processor, and that is just the standard 2GB AMD FirePro D300 GPU, 12GB of memory, and 256GB of flash storage. So that's the base price, and you can go all the way up to 16 gigs of memory, and really not much else. The card changes a little bit, but long story short, $3,000 to $5,000, and it can be yours if you guys are going to be spending that. For me, my MacBook Pro works just fine. I don't think I need this little coffee can of a cylinder to dent my pocket anymore. Although I want to. Not going to happen.
So, geek news. I know what I want for Christmas now, Steven. And my holiday bonus.
Coal in your asshole, like what Santa's going to bring me this year?
Yeah, because you're an asshole. No.
Okay.
So, a Han Solo in carbonite door decal.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Now, it is cheaper than the actual statue, which costs about $8,000. This is a Han Solo frozen in carbonite decal. It costs about $140. It can be easily removed and repositioned. It can be reapplied as well. After you screw up applying it the first time or take it with you, when you remove it, that's a nice feature. You should buy one. I already did. According to this article, he already has, and is coming over. Wow, look, wowee. But it looks fucking cool as shit. God, I'd love to have that if I had a door. Yeah.
If I had a door.
But it looks really cool, dude. It goes right on any size door, and it is removable and reapplicable.
Nice.
For $140, they ain't bad. You know what I mean? You get your Han frozen in carbonite, and it's for the gamer and the geek on the cheap. You know what I mean?
Most definitely, yeah.
Can't afford the $8,000 realistic fucking movie prop, but...
Or you can't afford the, was it $2,500 Pokeball wedding rings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$140 is more doable than fucking $8,000.
Much more doable, yeah. So if you don't want that for your Christmas present, 'cause I'm not going to fucking get it for you, this might be a little bit more appetizing. I'm still not sure when it's going to come out or what the final price is going to be. But have you heard that they can make a Millennium Falcon chocolate filled with fudge and all that?
Yeah, basically they take requests and shit like that, and the money fucking what is like 10 pounds.
I have no idea how much this thing weighs.
chocolate.
I know it weighs right in your hand from what the picture shows. It is simply amazing and filled with gooey fudge that is like worth it. That's like the peanut butter cups. Definitely worth it.
Not worth it for me. I get bad indigestion if I eat chocolate. I don't know why.
So why'd you buy like $50 in chocolate when you came over to my house the other
I
day?
was sad, and I wanted to be in pain. So, Burger Joint delivering sliders via pneumatic tubes because they can. One human writer to walk your food is a blah, 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 blah.
You say a human writer?
It's fucking 8 in the morning. I haven't been to bed yet.
Join the club.
The C1 Espresso Cafe in New Zealand will start delivering sliders and fries through pneumatic tubes straight to your table. Awesome, but at 87 miles per hour, it seems ridiculous for a restaurant of this tiny ass size to be sending food through pneumatic tubes. Now, what if there's a jam in there and like food just goes flying through the tubes and just goes everywhere? You know, like what if someone wants like tons of ketchup and mayonnaise on it?
That would be, well, disgusting to think about it, for one. And for two, yeah, to keep those tubes clean, how often would they have to tear them apart? Every night to clean them out, to get up to OSHA standards?
Well, the thing is, the tubes are metal. Like
Right.
all metal, like a serving tray, so I'm sure they could be washed.
Well, I'm sure
But
they
the
could
tube
be.
itself, if something exploded in there,
Yeah,
you know
you're
what I
done.
mean? That would be a pain in the ass.
You're damn right. Your whole restaurant or that section or whatever that's going to serve from that tube or that area is going to go down. Unless they're on their own little suction to where, you know, it's like banks, how they only have 3 portals where you can go into and have your stuff sent up and down to you.
Speaking of bank portals, it's like
Every bank was shut down for the last couple of days. Isn't that fucking awesome?
no, it's it's stupid because like to be honest, like I went Friday before
Before the power outage.
and I like left the house at 12, and I had to be at work at 2. So I go like I got plenty of time. I'll go to the bank, do my banking, go pay a bill or two, and then I'll go to work. Nope. Fucking get in the drive-thru. It's like 10 cars deep. Sat there for an hour.
1 is the weekend. 2 is the weekend before.
And then I go like, fine, fuck this. I'll go inside. Parked my car, went inside, balls deep. Fucking bullshit. So I didn't get to do jack dick.
I wonder, were there computers down at that time? Maybe they were experiencing something with weather that was coming on.
Experiencing my foot in their ass. This is more of a cool novelty thing. Flower shells for shotguns.
Okay, flower printed shells?
Shotgun shells
confused.
packed with flower seeds.
Oh, okay.
So it's
All
a
right.
new lazy man's way of planting your garden. Can you imagine that? Just go outside with a shotgun and start blasting away at your flower beds with flower seed
Your
shotgun
neighbors would think you're
shells.
fucking insane.
Planting the flowers. So these flower shells are shotgun shells loaded with flower seeds instead of birdshot or buckshot. Basically, the idea is to take life from, instead of taking life from the world, it's giving life back. Useless unless you shoot an animal. Then it's a wash. The shells will be eventually come in 12 different varieties of flowers. Cornflower, combine, daisy, poppy, sunflower, calamus, lavender, sweet pea.
Did you say cannabis?
clementines.
Oh, okay.
Or it's CLEMANTIS.
I was like, my God, they're shooting it with drugs now.
Yeah, they're shooting with weed power.
Build your own opium. Yeah.
Lavender, sweet pea, lupin, carnation, peony, and the collection of meadow flowers. So no marijuana.
So maybe it's only a matter of time before that happens.
I wouldn't be surprised. But a set will set you back a staggering $50.
That's not too bad.
So
it would be a very interesting way to plant a garden.
They also have test videos on Geekology right now. If you go to the article, they show you the planting of the seeds and their actual progression and growth. So it does actually work. So it's just the lazy man's way of planting flowers.
That is the rednecks man way. But you think that it's like top dollar planting when rednecks just like throw the seeds and kick their foot over and hope that something grows out of it.
Yeah, true, but it actually gets some penetration power.
You said penetration and power.
But I just find it funny. It's freaking awesome.
I find it funny too. It's 8:30 in the fucking morning and we're still up.
So let's go to movies. So Never-Ending Story characters reimagined as 2014 movie. There are actually some artist renderings from the Nicholas Fancourt as the movie was made made today in 2014 instead of 1984. It's basically just a reimagining. There has not been a set yes or no if they're going to remake the Never-Ending Story, which I hope they don't because it's a classic.
You know they will.
They will. They'll butcher it. But some of the artist renderings looks really cool. You know, I mean, compared to like the Rockbiter looks amazing, and so does Morla, the snapping turtle. But some of this stuff looks amazing. Like the concept art, it just looks awesome. The only one that they did not do concept art for was Sebastian, the kid that goes into the Never-Ending Story. They did the Empress, they did Atreyu, and they did Falcor, but they didn't do the kid himself.
Copyright issues, I'm sure.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. But it just looks really cool. I don't know.
I'm sure YouTube got in and, I'm sure YouTube bought that kid's rights in order to have anything reduplicated as him.
Yeah.
Oh, movie and TV news. I love being in this. Hannibal. I know you're a big fan of the first season, correct?
Yep.
The TV. They have now a set to return date that is going to be coming on in February 2014. Of course, at 10 p.m. on your local channels, wherever that comes out on.
Not soon enough.
13 episodes will be getting out of this season.
That's a good sign.
It is a good sign, but in the first season, did they do the split to where they split it half and half?
No, they didn't. They just straight up. They don't do these half seasons like AMC does. The cool thing is that we saw Dan Fogler get killed.
In the first season?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's this whiny, fat, blubbering bitch.
Did he get eaten? Like part of his body's hacked off? Or part of his body's, listen to me, part of his body parts?
Yes, I believe he was for dinner.
Was it your Anthony Hopkins?
No, it's I'm too fucking tired to do any voices. So, How to Train Your Dragon 2 has a trailer out now. It is supposed to be the continuation of the original How to Train Your Dragon, following Hiccup and Toothless's adventures. It is now, Hiccup is older now. They actually did the story progression because I think he was 8 or 10 years old when they did the original How to Train Your Dragon, and they actually followed him up to now.
Good.
So it's been about 3 to 4 years since How to Train Your Dragon came out.
So it's going to be the same voice actor then for the child?
Yeah. They're gonna...
Awesome.
They're keeping all the original. Now he's a little bit older. So, I don't know. I'm interested, but not against it.
I'm not against it either. I just never saw the first one, so how could I really make a judgment and opinion on that?
So, Dawn of Planet of the Apes, they fucking want to insist on remaking Planet of the Apes over and over again, even though Charlton Heston did the best one, the original Planet of the Apes.
It's like Night of the Living Dead, George A. Romano. Like for 10 years, he did nothing but murder that entire series that he really made popular with Night of the Living Dead.
I don't know. It just depresses me. You know what I mean? It's like I watched the original Planet of the Apes, then they made that crappy Mark Wahlberg remake, and then they made Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and then now Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
So is this the end of the trilogy before we get 10 years of no Planet of the Apes?
I don't know. I just think it's a way to make more money because they run out of ideas, especially for the sci-fi universe. But I watched the trailer Sabotage with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
Speaking of that guy.
Him trying to look like a badass and his age.
Just like in Expendables 3?
Not working out.
Expendables 3. Not working out. Don't think it's going to work out at all.
Well, the trailer looks terrible.
Trailer looks really terrible. It sounded like more of a comedy with the trailer that you were watching, though, when he was in an action fighting sequence. How did you describe it as? He was like an old man getting the cookie jar.
That was Sabotage.
Yeah.
Like he went to go beat someone up and it looked like an old man trying to not break a hip and reach for the cookie jar, and the cookie jar was his throat at the same time. It just looked bad. You know what I mean? He just doesn't have the oomph like he used to anymore. And I think he's like trying to be like Sylvester Stallone with tattoos all over his body now.
Yeah, I guess he is kind of the Stallone right now, and Van Damme even is the poster child of the rock and roll generation, maybe, of acting. I guess you can say.
No offense to them. I applaud what they're doing and stuff like that, because there is no one like them.
They're the top guys,
but
in their perspective.
Them trying to look like the rebels again, you know what I mean? Just, I don't know.
It's more of a comedy act.
Yeah, it's laughable, other than amazing. You know what I mean?
The second movie was laughable. I find this really laughable because the budget for that movie, Expendables 2, was only $100 million.
Mm.
And it actually grossed all around the world $311.9 million.
There are really so many movies nowadays in like multiple theaters across the world that like it may do crappily in one country, but it may do like amazing in another. You know what I mean? It all depends on that culture's and that universe's mood. You know what I mean? That they're going through at the moment.
So I guess Vin Diesel wrote up on, I believe it was his Twitter account, or maybe it was an interview, that Fast and Furious 7 has, as we all know, been froze on the release date. And it was supposed to be, I believe, in February? Or no, late of 2014, possibly.
I have no idea. I didn't really look at it.
Anyway, it's going to be April 10th of 2015 when the official release date for Fast and Furious 7 is to be out. And
so they've already like fixed the script and shit like that? Or
they're not saying yet if Paul Walker's still going to be in the script or if he has been taken out or just killed off with a few scenes in. They're not sure. I guess I should say that I'm not sure, to where this article has not said anything. And one more thing. If movies cannot get any worse, we need to really find a name to call these little segments that we have about how shitty movies are going to be, along with the Expendables. But Lionsgate is now going to be developing a TV series about the creation of the application Twitter.
So basically they're trying to capitalize on the whole entire Facebook movie that they...
Yeah, the social network, the Facebook movie. Yeah. It sounds like they want to jump on the bandwagon with Twitter now.
Ooh, it's just as interesting as Facebook was.
But I don't know if they're going to do that ever with...
We should jump on that bandwagon.
What, to make a parody of...
The movie behind EGS Productions.
Be low budget. Like
I'll hire 2 actors. I'll hire a skinny actor for me. You'll hire a fat one for you.
I'll hire Porkins and you'll hire Ryan Reynolds.
I'll be the sexy one.
Because, that is apparently how we look. Not at all.
The Porkins of the EGS Productions Podcast.
Oh boy. I really think that should be done. End with us, just for this podcast.
So anyway, boys and girls, sorry about being kind of melancholy-ish this week, because we spent all night working on the
wonderful intro, Christmas Carol.
The Christmas Carol.
The night before Christmas. Thank you to Nate.
Something that should have been done over a course of a couple months, we did in 4 hours.
Yeah, maybe it was 4 hours. But see, we picked the wrong 4 hours, I believe, out of the day to fucking do it. How are we supposed to know that we are not going to have power, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we had a fun venture out to Flint. It was very nice. Breaking into someone's apartment and have them not knowing that we're
Some
here.
random woman's apartment. She forced us to build a damn bookshelf in order to use her shower and internet.
It's a mighty fine bookshelf, I will say. It's got one flower on it and it's still creaking back and forth.
But anyway, boys and girls.
Yeah?
But anyway, boys and girls, that's it for this week. Thank you for listening to the EGS Productions Podcast. You can find us on everydaygamesociety.com. Also check us out at Facebook at EGS Production or EGS everydaygamesociety.com.
EGS Productions are on Twitter.
EGS Productions on our Twitter.
You can follow me on Twitter at Steve_gaming.
And fuck Steve. Why don't you just follow me on Twitter as Church01811.
Fuck Nate. Follow my WordPress.
And thank you, Cloud9 Comics, for following me this week. I did see that, so thank you for listening. Why don't you go write us a review? Tell us we're horrible or something like that.
They probably hit the wrong person to follow.
They probably did. It's like, this guy seems legit.
My God, he has a production company?
He's such a badass.
But let's hope that everybody's Christmas out there was happy and merry. If you guys...
The sun's coming out, Steven.
I know, Nathaniel.
Actual sun.
That doesn't...
Maybe he'll fix the power lines.
Yeah, Santa Claus is going to come early and shit over everybody else's presents, but fix everybody's power lines in Lapeer.
Dude, I care less if I got anything for Christmas. All I want is power back at my house.
I want a shower. That's
so
what
I can.
I want.
You're at your girlfriend's apartment. I want you to just shower here.
Oh, I will shower here, but I'm talking like for the next 3, if not more, days that we will not have power. That's the shit part.
I just want to
bathe.
No, I just want to like lay in my own bed.
That's what I want to do too.
And just
sit, relax,
just lay there and not have to go anywhere.
Yep.
Just to survive. I mean, I just want to lay there and not move. I'm so sick of working. I'm so sick and tired of like everything.
We've both been up. I've been up
yesterday
since
morning.
7 o'clock yesterday morning,
and
moving trees out of the backyard because they're broke.
Think delirium and
insomnia,
split personality, insomnia is set in
and becoming our profile. That's for damn sure.
But anyway, check us out on our Facebook, our Twitter, our WordPress, our website, everydaygamesociety.com.
Our YouTube as well.
Yep. Check out our video game guys and walkthrough achievements. Also, we're still doing Reach Out Worldwide. Please donate.
Yep. Yes, we are.
Please give us a review on iTunes about our podcast. And for every review we get, we will donate comics to the local children's hospital.
2 comics per review.
Yep. And if you do that, you're not only doing us a favor, you're doing more of the children a favor because it sucks being in the hospital during the holidays. And we love to give joy to little kids that are less fortunate than we are. So go ahead and do that. If you need more information, there's more information on our Facebook. Go ahead and share, review, anything. Negative feedback is still feedback. If you'd like us to fix something or you like a certain part of this way, let us know. That way we know.
If you have a question for us, get a hold of us, egsproductions@hotmail.com. Don't post a question in the review. It's one of those, what was it, rhetorical question or something, to where it's just a question within a question?
This sounds a lot like Inception. A dream within a dream within a dream.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Anyway, so if you guys want to ask us a question, egsproductions@hotmail.com, or just please leave us a review. You guys have to download the iTunes app, which should be available on pretty much everything, even Windows.
No, it's the iTunes app is only available on Apple.
It's not even available on a Windows
no,
desktop?
What's available on Windows is what we have as well. Is called Podkicker. You can get our last
for a podcast app.
Yes. Or for a podcast app, iTunes podcast is available on Mac only devices and Apple only devices. We also are on Podkicker as well. You can get us on your Windows or Android devices. Also, you can get us on not WordPress, but the podcast thingy that we go through.
Don't flip me off. Podomatic.
Podomatic. The last
You're sitting here flipping me off like I can think through my fuzzy state of mind what you're thinking.
Think of my angry finger, Steve. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening.
Let's stop ranting.
I hope you guys enjoyed the intro that we did the night before Christmas. We enjoyed doing
better
it.
of. Timmy's father will hunt you down.
But anyway, boys and girls, have a happy and safe holiday, and also a beautiful New Year's.
We'll talk to everybody next Wednesday if we have power.
If we have power. We may have died of starvation and lack of showering.
I'm eating you first if we start to get to that point. I'm just going to start lobbing off your limbs.
You never seen a fat man when he's really hungry, have you? He'd be dead before you even get near me.
I think I have it at a buffet once.
It tastes great with barbecue sauce.
All right, guys. Take it easy. We'll talk to everybody next Wednesday.
Merry Christmas.
See ya. Merry Christmas.